cases of mistaken identity right here in the tri-state in recent weeks. The question tonight is, could you be wrongly identified as the person who committed a crime? I-Team reporter Laurie Quinlivan has looked into the case of one man who claims police arrested the wrong man. Laurie?
Clyde, we spent 11 months looking into this man's case, thousands of pages of transcripts and records. And what we learned is bigger than any one case. Eyewitness testimony is very powerful, but not always accurate. A man at the Warren County Correctional Institute is serving 22 to 50 years for rape. He's Dean Gillispie.
I didn't do it. I did not do it. I'm not the guy.
But 3 women said he was the guy who abducted them from Dayton area parking lots and forced them to perform oral sex. The women declined interviews, but say they're sure Gillispie is the man who raped them. 2 different juries believed the women, but people tell the I-Team it's a case of mistaken identity. We don't know. We do know this. Gillispie was convicted because of only one thing: eyewitness testimony. And the same thing could happen to you.
Dean Gillispie had no criminal record.
In 1988, Steve Fritz was the chief detective for Miami Township Police. Fritz says Gillispie became a suspect 2 years after the rapes. Supervisors from the General Motors plant had just fired Gillispie and brought his photo to police, saying he looked like this composite of the Dayton Mall rapist.
At the time, I didn't think he matched the description. The hair color was wrong, the build was wrong.
Let's look at the evidence. The victim said the rapist had brownish red hair. Gillispie has been prematurely gray since high school. The victim said the rapist had a very tanned face. But Gillispie has fair skin. He burns. His fishing buddies say he never took off his shirt.
Then there's Dean with his shirt on. You never seen him without that shirt. Oh, he burned up.
The victim said the rapist had a deep, authoritative voice, but they weren't in the courtroom when Gillispie testified.
They never heard me speak a word.
Well, they heard you in court, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
They never got to hear
They never heard
voice?
a word I said.
One victim said the rapist had his shirt unbuttoned, but she never mentioned chest hair. Look at Gillespie's chest. And the victim said the rapist smoked cigarettes.
I absolutely do not smoke. I cannot stand cigarettes.
Dean's family showed us this sign in his truck, and he even has one in his cell.
Yes, I've had that for a long time there.
How anybody that could have given a description in 1988 that they gave turn around and fit that description to Dean Gillispie is beyond me.
Detective Fritz eliminated Gillispie as a suspect and soon after retired. A few weeks later, a rookie detective called Gillispie in for questioning.
Well, he said, where was you at on such and such a date? It was 2 years, 2.5 years. I had no idea.
With the help of a friend's date book, Gillispie later figured it out. His friends testified he was camping with them in Kentucky the day 2 of the women were raped.
I can honestly say Dean and Otis both was at Moorhead at Cave Run Lake with me.
But Gillispie says the man you see here, Detective Scott Moore, did not believe him and said he'd have to take a lie detector test.
I said, I'll take any test you have. I'll do anything. Well, I don't know about that, I don't know about that now. He would never give it to me then.
Meanwhile, retired Detective Fritz was now working as a private investigator. It's ironic, but his boss assigned him to work for Gillespie's family to prove Dean's innocence.
Dean, I want you to take a polygraph. So he turned me down, I'm walking out of here. I said, if you take it, he goes, and he threw his arms out and he goes, I want to take a polygraph. And I said, you do? He goes, I've been asking to take a polygraph since this whole thing started.
Gillispie took the test and passed. And Fritz was convinced he's innocent.
When Dean was convicted in 1992, it's bothered me every day since that time.
Polygraphs can't be used in court, but all the other evidence was Gillespie's alibi, the conflicting descriptions, the lack of physical evidence. So why was he convicted twice? Jurors tell the I-Team it was the power of eyewitness testimony. 3 women pointing to Gillispie saying, that's the man who raped me.
Eyewitnesses are disturbingly often mistaken.
Dr. Solomon Falero is one of America's top experts on the reliability of eyewitness identification. Attorney General Janet Reno recently appointed him to a panel developing guidelines for handling eyewitness evidence.
Eyewitnesses in our studies are wrong about half the time. Now,
the I-Team asked Falero to review Gillespie's case, and he found serious problems with this. The photo lineup Detective Moore showed the three women. All three picked Gillispie.
What do you think about that?
There's one thing that we know that's a problem. One of the photos, the photo of Mr. Gillispie, is much larger and its background is different. And
Gillespie's photo was on a yellow background. All the others were on blue. We've added the color to illustrate this point.
If a photo stands out from any of the others in any way, it's more likely to be selected, even if it is wrong.
Falero says police may unconsciously lead witnesses to choose a certain photo. Fritz says he's seen it happen.
You can zero in on a person. Well, you sure about that? Look at that real close. Well, maybe it's, are you sure about that one? Take a look at everybody. And then when they finally hover on the right one, you go, okay.
We recommend that the person who gives the photo spread be someone who has no idea which of the six is the suspect. That did not happen in this case.
And Falero says the accuracy of eyewitness identification diminishes rapidly after 8 hours. The women saw this photo lineup more than 2 years after the rapes.
You have an innocent man in prison.
Gillespie's life changed forever that day. Our investigation shows before his arrest, he was a solid citizen, the eldest of 4 kids from a church-going family from suburban Dayton. This is his mom.
Dean didn't do it. He's a wonderful boy, and it's just not in his character to do these kinds of things.
You gonna give me another hug?
Family members, including his nephew, visit twice a month.
What's up with the hairdo, buddy? What is that called?
That's California stuff.
Yeah. Tell me about, not being able to be there to watch him grow up.
It sucks. It's bad.
What do you miss, most about Dean not being here?
Just us having fun and playing.
Gillispie is eligible for parole in 10 years.
I've still got 10 more to go for something I haven't done. I didn't do.
What kind of eyewitness would you be? Find out tomorrow night on 9 News at 11. We're going to test you. Watch this.
Excuse me, sir, can I help you? Hey! Jeez, was that one of you? Did that walk?
Could you identify the man who just grabbed that briefcase? We're going to give you another look at him tomorrow night. Find out how well you and other witnesses do picking him out of a lineup.
Back to Dean Gillispie for a moment. What do police and the prosecutors have to say about this case?
Well, we tried very hard to interview them, but Detective Moore and Montgomery County Prosecutor Paul Falfus did not want to talk to us at all about this case.
And what happens now? Unless there's some new evidence, no change for Gillispie and the status of his case?
That's right. He's in prison unless the governor commutes his sentence.
All right. Well, we certainly want to check on that tomorrow just to see what eyewitness testimony is really worth.
Yeah.
All right, Laurie, thanks.